Recording in progress.
It says muted. Does that mean we're muted or?
No, you're good.
Okay. Oh, welcome to the Road Advisory Committee meeting, April 8th, 2026, 6 p.m. It's already April 8th. Can you believe it?
Holy cow.
Bob, please, roll call.
Yep. David?
Here.
Carolyn?
Here.
Ian?
Yeah.
Julian?
Here.
Bob's here. Alex call or no?
I heard a door. Can you see out there?
Isn't he,
He's gone all month.
Well, that's right. He was
Oh,
gone
yes,
for-
yes, that's right.
He's gone all month to
Okay, I thought,
He was out
California.
last too. Yeah.
To California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Southern Cal to San Diego.
Yeah.
Another beautiful place.
okay. And Chris Chang, our project manager, will be attending. He's in another meeting right now. And then at 6:30, Adam Late from WCRC will be joining by Zoom.
Zooming in.
Yep, zooming in. Okay.
Hey, Chris.
There,
Let me sit
there he
in
is.
the audience.
Sure, go ahead.
Great, thank you.
And Alex brought some paperwork there. You can look at that while you're.
One of those chairs is like
Well,
broken
that
down.
one looks a little long.
Well,
Yes,
it's-
yes,
And
you're
he
right. I
doesn't
don't know
want
if
it
that's
like
gonna.
this.
There.
Oh, they're both pretty long.
So adoption of the agenda, we do have some additions here. Of course, we have the agenda itself that I always have for you.
Is this the same as the one they sent electronically?
Yeah.
This actual? Okay.
Yep. The 2026 Roads Advisory Committee schedule of meetings and submittal deadline, so everybody has this. If you,
Oh, that.
yeah, we've created this for LASA operations, and it just is helpful to, keep on track that way, because we're all busy. Anyways, everybody has a copy, and I did speak with our assessor, and she provided some information, so we'll go over that. That's for the millage rates, the Headley Amendment, that type of thing.
So that's the placeholder in Ian's presentation. There are X's. So those are the numbers that we're going to be plugging in.
No, this is different.
I gave it to you.
This is different. This is about the Headley Amendment. Not just Headley Amendment. She also found some ballot language for us. One was for the open space, the other one's for farmland, and it's just, those are just examples. But-
What we are missing though is the median value we talked about, and what would be the taxes on the median value.
She gave that
Okay.
to us
Those are the
somewhere.
placeholders that I was talking
Yes.
about in the presentation.
Yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
actual numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's different than this, but
Okay.
Don't we need to do adoption of the agenda?
yes, that's why I'm presenting this.
Okay. That's the changes.
Yeah, unless anybody else have additions or want to move things around or.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda
Second?
as amended.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, now is the time for public comment. For members of the public to speak up to 5 minutes on any matter under the purview of the Roads Advisory Committee. We do not have anyone present. However, we may have nobody online. Okay. Well,
Oh, boy,
we've got to bring balloons and a band or something to get people interested. Well, Chris is here. Chris,
Yeah,
do you
there
have
you
a
go.
public comment?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, correspondences. There were, just Watts, the newsletter. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no. Okay, then E2, resident emails, and then E3 is WCRC. And I know it takes up a lot of space, but I think it's really important for WCRC, anything that's around the time we have our meeting, to include it, get people interested in seeing what we're doing. And then also, those are on the WCRC website.
Couple things that came out of the meeting. yesterday. They start April 16th through their summer hours. They only work Monday through Thursday, 10-hour days.
That's what it was.
So, I mean, they do that every year.
Yeah, what time do they begin?
April 16th is when is the first day.
Do you know what time, you said 10-hour days?
I don't think, Carolyn, they gave hours.
No, they didn't. They didn't. I also couldn't understand when, I think it was Matt that was talking at that time, I couldn't hear him when he said when the new extended hours end. November, October, what did he say?
I thought it was September, but I'm not
Okay,
sure.
I did, he kind of went,
Probably at the end of the,
construction season?
yeah. Okay.
Just two other things real quick. They had a very big influx of finances in February. Normally, their average spend per month is 3.1 million. That's what they get in from the state, and that's what they can help me, Carolyn, if I misspeak. And in February of 2026, they got 3.8 million from the state. Now, and so they're not quite sure budget-wise what they're going to do with it. And I think that there's going to be some discussion on that.
I'm sorry, which part?
Well, we can always take some off their hands.
700,
Well, they had this is the gas tax, and it was really low in January, and everybody was fretting, countywide, everybody, statewide was fretting, all the counties were fretting. And so there was a big flush of money that kind of came in February, so everyone's breathing, okay, it was an aberration, it wasn't.
So for 2025, though, an average spend per month was 3.1 million for Washington County.
Right, now it's like 2.8.
No, it's 3.8, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And the last thing is the roundabout on Zeeb and Scio Church. Toby Construction had the low bid. They were 6% under with the initial thought. And it's actually going to start the day school stops at Emerson.
oh, what day is that? I don't know.
They didn't give a date, but I would imagine
When Emerson left
1st
out of
June.
school, is when they start construction,
I
yeah,
understand that, but no, they didn't say what day.
they didn't. Another
Yeah, they
thing-
may be on a different schedule than the
Yeah, that
public
could be,
schools.
and it's right there, so, and another thing too was the marijuana tax, that's the Neighborhood Roads Fund, is what that's called. And they said that they're zeroing, that's zero line in their budget, their income budget, till whenever.
Isn't it still stuck in court?
Yeah, so they're not even thinking they might even be lucky before the end of the year, or even toward the end of the year before we see money there, so. Yeah,
Well, that'll be interesting, but
yeah.
I think that there's still more money for municipalities than we've had in the past.
Yeah, and that increase in the Michigan Transportation Fund from 2 to 4 million is really big for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So under reports or discussion, we have the task and action list. I have updated that.
I can't, when I click on that, when I click on the PDF that you attached, it takes me to a Granicus login page.
Me too.
Here, it goes here.
Electronic
PDF.
voting made simple.
It's so weird.
Okay, it's not just me then.
No, that's really odd.
I have the printed one from before.
Yeah, because I
That's this guy, right?
yeah,
You made changes to this?
yes, yep. Okay, so the first page, I guess I'll just show you.
Do you want me to make copies?
Would everybody like copies?
If you just,
So I included the this schedule
okay,
and the front page.
okay.
I think that I moved the newsletter stuff over. I kind of crammed it all in, so we have 4 pages instead of 6.
Okay.
And it seems like there was one other thing. Well, it just, it's kind of the full funding and project plan presentation to the bot, but, all the steps that we need to do, not just for the presentation, but just in general. I think that it's all the same Oh, and at the, so to cram it into 4 pages, the RAC and BOT meeting schedule for 2026, I made it so February is together, March is together, you know, no matter if it's a RAC or a BOT.
I mean, this very last, this.
Yeah, so, because it just was, you know, to save some paper, I guess.
Yeah.
Make it more condensed, so that's the only thing. If, I will see what that issue is, that's really odd. Well, do it this way.
Is there a stapler inside this room?
In the drawer, probably.
Is there one?
Tomorrow, what is the date? 8.
Oh, you're dull, Chris,
tomorrow's
thanks.
And it's got staples in it.
Oh, you're dull, thank you, sir.
Through the,
Appreciate it.
when you're looking at your agenda online, it's that only one that is coming up with a login to Granicus.
Yeah,
You
well,
can, everything else you click on is fine.
let me
Yeah,
check.
seems to be.
Yeah. Funding plan presentation.
Most of them go to some cloudfront.net.
Okay. Well,
It's almost
anyway.
like the document got stored somewhere else, but linked correctly. I would never have noticed, to be honest.
That's odd. Well, okay. Those are just the 2 things that were changed. And now we're here at the road funding plan and presentation. And I did invite Adam, well, while we're talking about Adam, the road list that we created and gave to them, they came back with their list. And I am so impressed at how well we have created our list that is almost a match to theirs. The only thing that, well, a big thing that we were off
What year you're talking?
this year.
Just
Well,
just
no,
this year?
every year, even last year, we were, I think, 1 road or 2 roads off.
But not our 5 or 6 year plan.
They don't do it that far. They only do year to year. So they came back, and what was interesting is that our numbers and the price or the cost that we came up with was way higher than theirs.
Oh, great.
So I was able to look at that, and because we didn't even meet enough money to receive the full matching grant, the $266,000. So then I looked at the next year, the next capital improvement plan year, and I took Roseland Drive because, what they did include, and I don't have it in front of me because it's back with them.
I wrote it down, you want me to?
So so Craig
Read
Road.
my scribble.
Yeah, Craig Road. So there's two Craig Roads. One is from Wagner to Thornapple. They had that on there. We requested that a few years ago, and they said don't touch that because the residents on that road, they want to keep their trees, and so we just can't do any work if they want to keep the trees. Well, they put it on the list this year. They're going to deal with the residents.
To do what?
Gravel uplift.
Gravel.
It hasn't had one in, I don't think I don't know. But if you drive it,
You look at the compendium and find out.
it's terrible.
But does that require trees?
Yeah, because the trees have grown way into the road. In fact, I have a friend that lives down at the end, and her husband and daughter were coming home one night, and a tree fell on their car. That's how close they are. And then there's a lot of them, so they're going to have to take out some of those trees.
But they don't widen
The
them.
interesting thing,
Well, only to where the road is supposed to be, because the trees just over time have grown in.
They don't widen the road.
No, they just stop the encroachment.
Yeah, the encroachment, right. No, because it's still gravel, it's not paved. And go ahead.
no, the Workner Road issue, I believe, and I might be wrong, that there's a lawsuit from the residents of Workner Road against Washtenaw County Road Commission because they want to remove trees.
Well,
and the residents
that's all
don't
been
want to.
settled.
I'm sorry?
That was all settled. The judge ruled against him and
Ruled against the residents.
Okay.
went against the residents, unfortunately.
That was the article I
Yeah,
sent.
that's right, you would
I thought that was a.
That's right, we sent an article.
Yeah, and I said,
Oh,
beware.
well, the trees are already cut,
They want to
so.
widen that by
Yep.
3 times.
Yeah,
Safe zone is a big one.
so the other Craig Road, the other side, because there's a big gully in
Near
between.
Maple. That's off Maple.
Yep, it's off Maple. That will have a gravel uplift. So when I was looking at next year's roads, there was Roseland Drive, that is right off of Craig Road. And then, Caroline and I added that up. Well, our numbers may be off, but, at least we,
We took our number and the road commission will come back with theirs and we'll see what they say, but, yeah.
then we had some complaints over the Honey Creek neighborhood. So there's Honey Creek, Kubler Drive, Kubler Court, Joanne Drive, and Joanne Court. And we moved that over, and that's another 90,000 that we have figured the math out, but when that comes back. So that will bring us up so we can have the 266,000 matched. One of the things that I'm really excited about this, because we talked about this, I think it was last year, Tubbs Road, it comes down and it meets Huron River Drive right there, and there's this apron that is paved. Well, it's so bad that it's just,
It looks like gravel.
yeah, it's like
not
gravel.
quite, but it looks like gravel. I looked at it the other day.
Well, they put that on their list,
Okay.
on our list, so for $75,000.
What are they going to do?
Pave it?
The apron.
Yeah, new paving or
Well, whatever they're gonna do
what
to
are they
it,
gonna do?
yeah. Anyways, I sent everything back to Adam, and they're looking at it, and then they're gonna send it back again. This will be on not August, April 28th board meeting, the road list, because their deadline is May 1st or May 2nd or whatever. Yeah, and we had our list over to the road commission a long time ago. So this is how long it takes them to get back. But they said, since they're kind of behind that, okay, the May 1st, we wanted it, but if it goes over that, then we're fine.
Who's bringing it to the April 28th meeting?
I'll put it on the agenda.
No, but who's presenting it, WCRC?
No, us.
We do. Or
That's
you
what
do?
we're talking, that's
We do.
another piece of,
I will.
okay, so there's basically 2 things on the 28th. One is the millage proposal, which is
Yeah.
the whole thing with that.
Yeah.
And the second is the actual roads list for 2026, road work list for 2026, in conjunction with us and them. So it's a separate thing that the board has to approve. The one that we got that was interesting last year.
So they'll
Well,
send,
yeah, and that's where I was going, because once again, we're up against a deadline, you're telling me. It's got to be approved for May 1st for WCRC, right? So April 28th, if we sit there and they say, well, how'd you come up with these roads? And I'm once again saying, what's your alternative? We got 3 days to submit it.
well, we're just gonna present it, and we're gonna say we worked collaboratively. Well, we worked hard on our list, and we're impressed. I'm impressed with not my group, our group, and how well that we come up with a road list that pretty much matches the road commission. The road commission owns the roads.
Is the road commission going to be there on the 28th?
No,
Why?
because they give us the list, and then we present it to the board approves it. We've never had issues in the past regarding this road
But we
list.
did last year.
I know.
Well, I think it would behoove us to have the WCRC say, yeah, this is the list that we concur with. That'll shut them up.
Well, but it will be,
Well,
it will
we're back in
concur.
the soup, is what you're telling me.
But it'll be in the agreement from the road commission. So that,
That's the road commission's blessing, because it's in the contract.
yeah, because they're not gonna approve a road that they think, well, doesn't need work
Well,
or,
they're not gonna, but until the board approves it, we can't have a contract with the road commission for the work, right?
Could we not just send it to the board earlier?
no, because we don't have it.
The board, WCRC has it now,
When do we get it? Oh, you don't
whenever
know.
they get it to us.
But we have a rough idea of what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it behoove us to send it a little bit earlier, and then that way they got some time to mull over it, rather than waiting until, I don't know. That might cause more problems than it solves.
I think the best way to alleviate the problems is to have WCRC sitting right with us and
Well,
saying, we bless this list.
I am trying to get them to come that day, not for the list, but for your presentation, to support the presentation. I think Adam's out of town, but there's somebody that could be here.
So they might be there anyway then.
Yeah.
Have they seen the presentation?
I mean, the fact that it's their document is kind of a approval anyway.
If you're gonna be a bear, be the grizzly bear, don't be a little panda bear. Just bring Matt, ask Matt to attend, you know, who's the managing director.
Well, Adam's gonna take care of that.
Okay.
I asked Adam.
As far as who to bring, who's gonna come, you mean? Okay.
Well,
So, setting that aside, how come we were so far over with our budgeting?
our numbers were off,
Yeah,
which, that's what I wanna talk with the road commission.
which is good, but it's not good, because it means that we biffed it. So
We use their per mile.
I know we did.
Thing.
That's right, but we also used
We used
the
their
numbers from the past when those roads were, yeah, is that right?
Well, we used the gravel uplift per mile, which was their,
80K.
which is their figure, and that's what we were using.
The
But,
interest-
but when they came up with it, like, for example, the Liberty Stag Leaps to Zeeb, we had 116.1, and they came back with 89,
nice. What distance is that?
Yeah, it's a distance. is
0.8 miles.
Did they say 0.8 and we said 0.8? We concurred.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, they said 0.8, what was ours? Because we didn't,
Ours was 116.1.
no, the
Distance.
distance.
Oh,
The distance.
I was writing down theirs when you and I were talking.
Do you have the compendium with you?
Does Ian have the compendium with him?
Do you never have the
The
compendium?
only way we can be off is on the distance. We use their dollar figure per mile.
But I thought
Well, we also used their distances from their maps. When Ian and I were putting in road distances, lengths,
Yeah.
I mean, they have this point to this point, and the road commission says X number, 0.5, 1.6, what, so those are what we plugged into the
Then
compendium.
how could we be off?
But I thought we also took past roads and how much it cost. I know there's inflation too. Did we add inflation to that?
No. We used what was in that presentation.
See, Elizabeth,
That's never been done.
huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking.
Elizabeth, we did 20,898, and they came back with 15. Shevchenko? Shevchenko, thank you.
That's 33% off that.
We had 38.7, they had 11.
Oh, jeez.
Bandera, we had 51.3, they had 14. Riverbend, they had 37, we had 37.8, they had 26. Those were the most glaring.
They must have other ideas about
Difference.
what they're doing.
And we based all of this on a 4-inch limestone 23 grade.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
so, you know. I mean, the figures we had are those figures that we had to work with, you know, that kind of thing. So, anyway.
Maybe they just like us.
Maybe they're
That'd be
wrong.
nice.
No, well, they wouldn't be able to charge us more if they give us, you know, once we agree, we agree.
Well,
They can't say,
how-
well, I guess they could a little bit, but.
How are we going to reconcile that? Because we're off by 30%, 50%, a couple of 100% in one of those numbers.
I think we got to get to an understanding of what's wrong, what was wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
we can ask Adam, and then we just factor that into our thinking next
You could
time.
ask him tonight, because he'll be on the call soon, so.
We can't, if we're off 10%, I'd say, yeah, it's no big deal, but 30, 40, 100%.
Maybe the cost of materials went down.
It's funny because.
That was a ...
Yeah.
at the road commission meeting yesterday, that was a question I had for Dan, the finance guy, because the price of fuel has gone up, diesel fuel exponentially. And it was funny that his reaction was, well, we've got some, budgeting
There's some wiggle.
where they got some wiggle in there. So it must not be nice to have that kind of,
Because I think a lot of the road products are petroleum based as well. Like bitumen and so, yeah, I wonder.
And could you take one of those roads and see what the length is?
I looked at Stag, but it's not a good one.
No, don't do that one because we had to break up
how about
Liberty.
Shevchenko?
Shevchenko is southeast quadrant.
I believe so, yeah. South of
Yeah.
Liberty,
Or Bandera, either one
And
of
then
those.
they're all kind of connected.
East of Z.
Give me a little bit more spelling
No, I
data.
saw where the board said they're not gonna do Park Road now, we're off the hook and providing.
No, they didn't say that. They said that they just took it off the capital improvement plan, or out of the budget, I mean.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Sorry?
We have to look at funding,
0.43
more
miles.
funding.
My recollection was,
Yeah, that's it.
talking with OHM anyway, it was gonna be
That's what they had
2028
too.
before
Yeah.
they're even looking at,
Or
doing the roundabout.
Bandera or
That was
Shevchenko?
2028, 29, so we've
Bandera
got a
or
little bit.
Shevchenko?
Jillian and I were going through our list.
Yeah.
I wrote down the lengths based on them, so yeah.
So which-
Shevchenko is 0.43,
0.43, yeah.
So they're both, we have it right on both?
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not seeing any spend on it.
How about Bandera?
No, those wouldn't be on the list anywhere. Okay, let me think.
Yeah, I'm just comparing lengths.
0.51.
Yeah, that's what
Had
they had.
154,000 spent on it over the years.
Okay, and then,
I can give you breakdown of when if you need it.
no, I was just wanting to see whether or not our mileage figure that we have in our compendium agreed with what the road commission said, and they do.
Well, take a road that we've spent money on in the past. I think, isn't West Delhi on there?
It's on for 2026?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was done.
Okay, so we spent money on West Delhi and
1.27 miles.
5 years ago or something? What is
It's
it?
1.27 miles.
1.27 miles. And how much do they have?
That was not the huge big difference. We had 114.3, and they had 111 even.
That's nothing.
Okay, let's
So
try
that's
another
not a
one.
huge glaring one, not like some of the other ones. Some of the other ones are much more dramatic.
There are only two factors, it's the distance and the dollars per mile.
Yeah.
So,
And we're using the 80,000 per mile for a gravel uplift, which is what their figure is.
The only other one is Marshall. It's only a 2,000 difference that we've spent money on in the past. Baker to the end of pavement. Oh, wait. I think we spent money on Craig. I'm sorry, Craig, where did it go? Oh,
well, why don't we hold off until we get him on the line?
Yeah, he should be
And ask
coming out
him
pretty soon.
what their calculations are. And if their dollars per mile differs from what we see in the presentation.
Yeah.
Craig Maples.
Oh, yeah, we can ask Adam when he comes on.
Makes sense, yeah.
I mean, we're not going to solve
We
it.
spent money.
I said it's only two factors,
Exactly.
dollars per mile and distance.
Could be a very simple solution. So,
Exactly,
Yeah.
and the expert's gonna be on the line in
Exactly.
a moment.
So let's move on to our presentation. I mean, we got to get our presentation low
Yeah.
on it. So that's what we ought to be working on.
Maple Road to Walnut.
What is the lane?
Everybody's listening. You're wasting time.
Okay, and how much do
You're
we
wasting
spend on
time.
I'm listening.
Well,
I don't count, but
this is time we ought to be working on the presentation.
We're getting there, Bob. This is
You're wasting time. You're not going to get an answer.
Bob, we're looking at something, please.
82,800 has been spent on it.
82,000.
Yeah, but that might be a combination of years.
Okay.
No, that was in 2020.
I'm sorry, you said
2020.
in And how much?
82,800.
Yeah, and now it's 25,000? That's a big difference right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what, we have one that is, we've done before and is way, way off. Okay, so, the median, and where'd Caroline go? Anyways, I thought I had sent the median or put the median in here somewhere because, it was like 254,000 was the median.
Household.
The taxable value was 254,000. That's popping up in my head. I may be off on that, but it's the taxable value because the taxable value is what you will be.
Well, we gotta have the number accurate if we're gonna put it into the presentation.
Who would know that? Is it
Well, the assessor, she's the one that gave it to
Andrea?
me.
Especially if we're gonna put it out to the public, it's gotta be an accurate number. That's the only thing missing, I think. You didn't change my presentation.
I changed the agenda to make sure that there was consistency. Like I look at the agenda and I find a slide and all the names have to match. There was some, I fixed some stuff like that. I added an average row on one of the the road millages. So I averaged out what the average road millage was and what the average voting statistics were, just as like get a sense of general. So I did make a few tweaks so that I could put my name on it as well.
That's fine. And you read it, yes?
Yes, I did. I had a couple of suggestions, edits to make, but
Anybody else read it? You must
No.
read it. No?
yeah, I read it.
Did you get it?
Not the updated.
Okay, this one, that Ian sent.
That's the updated.
Oh, yeah, Ian sent it to
Last night.
everybody.
Last
Yeah.
night, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's why I have the,
Okay.
that's why I have the edits.
Well, yeah, I have tons to read and lots to
Oh
do.
yeah, I can't imagine.
The average taxable value for improved residential and condos is 251,202. All right, I was 3,000 off. Or just say 250,000. Multiply by the 0.5 and you'd get $125 a year. Because it.
So 250, I'm going to make it 1,000.
251,
202.
202.
I would use the full number because it
I did.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
It
then,
looks like you did the right analysis.
Yeah.
And that's $125?
no, then multiply it by 0.5 because the 125 would be for a straight 250.
Hang on, let me get a calculator. Slow down.
Sure.
So we're doing 251, 202 multiplied by
0.5?
it's 125,601. So divide that by 1,000 is $125.60.
Times the number of homes, which is
Well, it's parcels.
parcels.
Yeah, so
And the figure that.
it's
we
around
came up-
7,000.
The 900, go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's around 7,000 parcels-ish. Might as well just keep it at 7,000 because we have developments coming in.
And the,
879,202.
I'm sorry, what was that?
879,202.
And I believe the road commission had, in their calculation around, was it 800?
Hold on.
It was within 10%, so
Yeah.
good.
Well, when we discussed last time, we thought it was 880, didn't we? Didn't we say that?
I think that's what they had in their list.
Yeah. We're right in.
We're in the ballpark, yeah.
So, which brings us to the Headley Amendment.
Yeah, they had 928,199.
Say that again.
The road commission, the 2025 taxable value, they had 1,856,000 and change. And at 0.5, they came up with 928,199.
So,
That's what the road commission came up
So we're
with
48K off.
in their packet. Now, that could also just be a difference in the taxable, I mean, because
Could
Andrea's
be.
looking at now, these are 2025% tax, 2025 figures. I mean, there could be a number of things
Yeah, well, and we
for
have
that to kind of
more
fiddle.
parcels.
And that's not a number we're publishing anyway, so.
Right, right. The one is 125 per household per year.
Okay, so the Headley Amendment, she dumbed it down for me. Yeah, so it's the local government can't charge more in taxes than what inflation allows. So how they calculate, and this comes from the county, after the rolls come in from all the townships and whatnot. So they take the prior year inflation rate, they look at losses and additions, and then that's how they create the formula.
Headley people.
Well, it's our
The amendment,
the
that's it,
county.
okay.
Yeah, so, and this is law for every municipality in the state of Michigan, but like Webster Township may not have the Headley Amendment where we would, or, where it would lower. It just depends on the losses and additions. So if we, they cap the amount that what local government can collect from parcel owners. This year, there will not be, there's not a loss. So when we request a millage, it's approved. And it comes out even, there's no losses and additions, let's say, then we collect the full millage amount. But next year, we may not, depending on the losses and additions. But it can never go above.
What's losses and additions?
Well, that's what the assessing department does. They go through all the parcels and not everyone totally, but let's say your parcel, you wanted a pole barn. You don't have a pole barn now, but you build a pole barn. That is going to be an addition. Let's say somebody's house burnt down, that's a loss. So they figure that out for every parcel and then they put it into this.
Big formula.
Yeah, and then it's also like maybe there's a business that goes out of business and the building's just sitting there. There's no revenue and whatnot, so they take that into account. Anyways, so we have to just remember that we may have less money depending on the Headley Amendment.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we can never have more than what the millage requests, but we could collect less.
Okay.
And she actually gave me that, so you have this as well.
And that will depend on the total SED taxable base. Is that what you're telling me?
The taxable value.
I can't imagine there's a lot of changes. If anything, it's additions. People are always adding things.
Yeah.
It's, the assessing department's under me, so we have a lot of conversations, and a lot of it goes over my head, but I request that they do explain as much as possible. I mean, it's very, very detailed. It's the most important. Well, if we didn't have the assessing department, we wouldn't be able to calculate how much tax to collect. And if we don't have the tax, then we can't,
Run the government.
So
You have to get lucky in retaining that responsibility.
it's under the supervisor by statute. Yeah. So this first page is your calculation for the Headley. I mean, she just gave this. I wouldn't be able to explain it to you, but have fun with it.
I'm not looking at it.
So if they do the the top, the total taxable value, losses at the top you see, and then the total taxable value additions. This year, it's 0.1005, or no, actually, this is just an example. Yeah, we can always invite her to explain these things.
It's pretty close though, it's 1.8 and then it's 1.790.
Yeah, I was
24,
gonna say,
25.
these numbers and what the road commission's kind of their stuff, I mean, it's all like, pretty darn close.
But just a little bit, the losses it's not much more, but it still matters because it's such a large amount of money.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
$7 million.
And as we've talked about before, we can't predict the future, so what we're talking, our whole presentation is for 2027. So, I mean, it might be less than 900 some odd in one particular year or another.
It's not just for 2027.
6 years.
I know that.
Well,
I
wait.
know, but the number,
And that was my question. So quintessentially, we're looking to do at least $260,000 to $300,000 a year. Matching funds for road maintenance.
How
We're
much?
not-
No, it's
we're gonna be
for the
cutting
millage
nine.
would be,
Just under 1.2 million. That's
We're
on
gonna get
slide
1.2 million
number
a year.
Per
6.
year.
yeah.
Yeah, that's slide number 16, bullet point number 4. That's what we're looking.
So, okay. Sorry.
no, that's exciting, isn't
We know
it?
you've
I
been
mean,
to
just
Florida.
imagine how many roads.
We're cutting you some slack for,
Well, he got sick too, so I mean,
Oh, dear.
poor guy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You were saying something.
just FYI,
Oh.
we have Adam on the line.
Oh,
as
great,
well.
bring him in.
So,
Yeah,
You ready?
oh, so, that's right, the millage length, we decided, what was that again?
6 years.
6 years.
Oh, we're gonna stick with the 6 years?
Yes.
Because 4 years,
It was the election,
yeah.
It's an election year, we have a 6-year.
there were two reasons for that.
We already did our capital improvement for 6 years
6 years.
out, and it's an election year, and so we decided that last meeting
Yep.
to make it 6 years.
Slide 16, bullet point number 1.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Adam, are you there?
I don't think.
Adam?
All right. Can everybody hear me now?
Hi, Adam.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I didn't realize the controls were kind of restricted for a second. I've been in for a little while and wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. Yes. So hello, and thank you for waiting for me till 6:30. When I came on like 6:25, 6:27 or something, and you guys were touching base, it sounded like a little bit of some of the price variance between like our planning cost per mile, and then where some of the estimates are for this year.
Yes.
Just in generalities to try to help through some of that. And we could talk about specific ones too if need be. But most times what we run across is we try to estimate at a conservative level, and then we typically end up it being less per mile, but we don't know that. So we have to have that conservative number to start.
So 80,000 is kind of the conservative, and it might be less, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we hope to get these roads achieved less than that. With Somewhere in Scio where we've done some work before, that typically helps us and makes the cost a little cheaper as we go. You get some of the segments that are longer or haven't been developed, or resurfaced for a while, where they're more labor intensive, and that's where it gets expensive to where sometimes you'll see roads upwards $120,000 a mile. But luckily we don't see that too frequently in Scio specifically because we've touched a good majority of the roads in the last decade or so to some extent, so that helps us a little bit. Probably hard to understand without being able to maybe see it or touch it, but I just wanted to make that note because I couldn't raise my hand or anything to help, and I felt bad that I couldn't try to help you guys through it.
Yeah, but Adam, what you said is, when you develop the budget, you're developing it conservatively, which means you have a higher figure, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And actually, what you explained doesn't really satisfy our disconnect. Because we're using the dollars per mile that we have from your presentation or your group's presentation. And there are only two factors, distance and dollars per mile. Now, if you're using a conservative figure, which should be higher, it should more or less coincide with our figure. And there are some roads that we've got that are off by 100%. So I guess the question is, we need to understand the process and where we went off base, because our process obviously is disconnected.
Okay. Yeah, some of those segments, we probably should talk about the individual ones, because if it's going to take more work, we need to double up on the trucking, or we have to haul the material ourselves, or there's more excavation. That's usually what will affect that. Usually the trucking or the excavation will drive that cost even more, to where it does go above what we said as planning dollars. Do you have a particular one that I can maybe try to look through some of the estimates to see which one in particular?
Let's take one, okay,
But wait a minute. Shevchenko, we did the math ourselves. We've never spent money on that before, so we don't know.
But we have a length per mile.
You're doing the length per
Length
mile?
per mile at 80,000, and that's
Okay.
what
Pick the
we
worst
came up
one,
with.
Carolyn.
So Adam, you came up, we came up with Shevchenko.
Shevchenko.
Oh, Shevchenko. Yep, off of Liberty.
Is 0.43 miles.
Okay.
Using the 80,000, we came up with 38.7, and you guys came back with 11K. That's a real big change there.
Yep. So that one, I would assume that one is drainage that's driving that, because when we worked in there before, there was considerable drainage that we had to do. Let me look at an estimate and see if they've made any notes.
And we're just doing, we're not, I know that Shevchenko and Bandera had, they had a special assessment a while back, but this is just taking the number, the length of the road,
Yep.
and then multiplying by the 80,000.
Yeah.
That's our number that we come up with.
Correct. Yeah, that's the planning number that we start with. Let me see. I'm trying to look through what the crew has.
But what, from my understanding, Adam says is that he then has additional data on that road, which could say, which the engineers could say, you know what, it's not going to cost us 80,000 per mile. It's going to maybe only cost us like 60,000 a mile, because of it doesn't really need this, it does need this. I mean, and ours is just a figure to work to, and that's why theirs could go lower.
Well, and
Wait a minute. You're making it too complicated.
It's not complicated.
Yes, it is. We need to understand the process, okay? There's only two factors, distance and dollars per mile. Now, once you do that, that gives you your gross number.
Right.
Now, if there are mitigating factors,
Yes.
we need to understand what those are so
He's gonna tell us.
that we can evaluate.
You're both saying the same thing.
Right.
We're just waiting for Adam to tell
But
us.
also, we don't have the expertise to make those mitigating decisions.
well, in this 80,000 per whatever is for just a normal gravel road that we don't know any history on. So Shevchenko did have work and drainage before, but let's say it didn't. It may be that 80,000, well, whatever the math is for the 0.43.
Yep.
38.7.
And if we do the math, when we have our list, based on the 80,000 like we did, and then we end up having more money, then we could do more roads. But let's say within that list, there's some roads that are gonna be a little bit more based on maybe drainage or whatever, but then there's some roads that have had work on in the past that won't need as much.
Well, see, and that's what I'm saying, Bob, is that we have the length and we have the money, but the road commission has the engineer, they're the ones, the mitigating factors that do affect the discrepancy between our number and road commission's number. There's no way that the road advisory committee could ever, calculate that or know anything about that.
Then we can't come up with an accurate 6-year plan.
Sure. We can, based on the roads.
Not if you're off by 50%. Because we put the number of roads into 27, 8, 9, whatever, based on the amount of money we thought we were going to be getting.
Right.
Now, if we're so far off on the amount of money we can spend, it's not gonna be an accurate 6-year plan. We
Well,
need to
it's
be
never,
better than
it's
that.
never gonna be an accurate 6-year plan because
Never
it's a
gonna be
capital
accurate.
improvement plan and that
You
plan.
can't be off- You can't be off 50%.
Well, I can help with that. So what we do in that instance when we have segments, because your math would be 34,400 if we do 0.43, right?
Yep.
38.
And then our what our
38,000.
say that one more time.
It was 38,000 versus your 11,000.
Correct. Yep. And so when our foremen feel they can do it faster than that, and obviously I think probably only 5 hours to do prep the drainage for that because we've worked in there previously. So that makes that a little easier. That's that cheaper effectiveness that we kind of get to. What we do in other townships where we have, and we've actually kind of done this in Scio before, just a little bit before the roads advisory group. So let's say we do this, now all of a sudden we have $40,000 remaining at the end of our prep for that whatever season, call it 2026 or 27. We pull in roads on that slide on that plan. We pull them into the current year. So we might reach out to like 2028 and pull a road in because we may have some money left in the budget, so to speak. So that's how we capitalize on that. So we end up going further ahead. If we do see that either inflation doesn't affect us as much, or we have segments like Shevchenko where you estimate and there's essentially a $25,000 difference, then we can take advantage of that and still use that funding that's allocated and slide something up earlier. We did that this year for a couple segments in Webster Township with their millage because their calculation to prep us for this year, they had less than $100,000, but there was some difference where they had extra funding. So what we did is grab a road that we were going to do in 2027, and we just brought it in for 2026.
Okay, so what that tells me is when we come up with our proposed plan by year and we do our gross calculation, which is just distance times price per,
Yep.
we should send that to you guys and have you vet it way ahead of time to let us know if we're in the ballpark or if there's extra money available so we can add roads to that year and pull them forward from forward year.
Yes. Yep. And that's the process that we go through typically between October and March or so, typically, because we look in, then we start isolating the year upcoming. And when we have these lists, that's how we can do that. We bring those lists in. But we don't do it more than the current year we're in, though.
Yeah, we did that, well, yeah. And last
Yeah,
year,
we do that routinely. It's just a little bit different when you have an actual slide chart and kind of build out for a handful of years if you have a millage or something like that, where we just make those adjustments every year. And that's kind of to your point where we end up vetting it, and then we make adjustments. Did the same thing last night with Lodi Township. They had $200,000 left in their budget for the year of 727. They actually had about 915, 920-ish available. And so what we did when we were meeting with them, we pulled another segment in. An example was Ellsworth Road. We pulled another mile segment in from them, essentially working from Ann Arbor Sling back towards Wagner to the west. We pulled that other segment in and were able to do it to this year under this year's cost and take it off the 2027 list. So it just gets us a step further ahead. So yes, the vetting process is important. That's what usually happens when these are established programs. That'll happen end of season of the current season till end of October-ish, up until the beginning of next year around March. A lot of townships set their budget somewhere in February, March. And so that's where that date has kind of came in. And then we start the final drafting part.
Adam, we developed a 6-year plan that we intend to take to the board and suggest a millage. Does it make sense for us to send you the 6-year plan and have you vet that for dollars by year?
no, because the thing is that plan is the capital improvement plan.
Yeah.
And that's, we've already provided that to the board. And next year, we will provide another 6-year capital improvement plan. It just keeps going on. It's just for 6 years. So they already have that. They've already accepted it. So next year, when we look at 2027, that list is going to be different for that capital improvement. They just wanted something to see that we were planning ahead, which we have. But remember, we had a couple of years where we just threw some roads on there because we've run out of gravel roads by that time. I mean, of course.
Yeah, and our process wasn't as refined, if that's helpful
Yeah.
too. A little more refined process. That's where the planning dollars come in.
Document that changes.
Yep.
And it changes during the year, and then it changes the out years, because if they're bringing stuff ahead, we need to prepare for that. So it's a living document. It's not set in
Yeah.
stone at this point.
And we can't vet
Same
2
with the
years out
budget.
on a road because you have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's an open dialogue between the roads group, the road commission, and then the roads group kind of has that dialogue with the board members, because it very much is a living document where we edit as we go, because if inflation is favorable, we'll be able to do more. The reason we have to look at it every year is because there are some times where, whether it be limestone cost or fuel costs, which obviously is impactful this season likely, where it starts to affect the annual cost per mile essentially to do something. But that's why we use these planning numbers that are conservative enough to will likely keep us comfortable for a 5 to 6 year period. Because we've tried it before where we put 6% average inflation on every year for a plan, for a 10-year plan. And we all know that it's not going to go up 60% over 10 years. So we actually, my Brant and myself talked about that a lot last year in Webster Township. We actually just stuck with a minor bit of inflation per year annually for their millage. And then we just estimate accordingly with our planning dollars. Because at one point, when him and I were doing our 6% each year inflation, when we got 6-8 years out, it was just insurmountable. I mean, we were up over $1 million of need, when realistically it probably is not going to be to that. And we just have to adjust every few years to that. It's kind of lower level of what the Headley is, where you have to make slight adjustments to changes in status. But obviously our status at the road commission changes a little bit because we're tax exempt, but we're certainly exposed to fuel costs, material costs that we have to bid out. So that's where some of that impact comes. But that's why we use such conservative numbers to help us build these millages for out in the future. And then each year we tighten up as tight as we can when we're in the year working.
Right.
We use 3% in our planning.
I think you're probably comfortable there. I think that's where Webster landed, somewhere around there, I believe. I think you'll have no issues with that. And we'll see any large major changes coming to where we can communicate that when we start seeing those things. And with our talks starting in the fall, by the time we get to this point of the year, we'll have had these opportunities to kind of check the draft, vet it. Our team can go back out and estimate again to make sure we actually get real numbers to it, specific to even the Shevchenko, because you just take it off a piece of paper, it's telling you almost $40,000. But when Tony, our foreman, can go in there and physically look at field conditions with the superintendents, and they can make a decision, you know what, we only need half a day to prep this, and then whatever it takes to spread the 200 or 500 tons of stone. And that's where the timeline shrinks down, which in turn shrinks that money to where you're barely spending what it costs for a day of work.
Got it.
So Adam, at the end of the season, in October, let's say,
Yep.
and we provide you with our
2027 list?
the next year list. They Tony and the crew will be able to give us a guesstimate at that time.
We can start to tighten it up and get a lot closer to where we think we're going to be. And that's actually really the cadence that we used for this year was really good, because I think in November you sent me your guys' plan, and then we were able to kind of get our eyes on it. And then the only changes we come into play between October and essentially February of the next year is we'll finish our audit in January. And then what that does is set our new overhead rates and our equipment rates for the year, which are usually just a little bit of fluctuation. And so that's the only change that we'll see from that time. So we can usually estimate a project and have very firm understanding long before you get to a point of approaching the board, and maybe even before that fiscal year ends. Or I should say that the calendar year ends in December. So.
Great. Well, thank you. So Adam, when we spoke the other day, I had a couple things that I was asking you about, and one of them, which I brought up, was our presentation to the board. We're shooting for, well, definitely April 28th, and we have the gravel roads down pretty pat because we've had this system for a while now. We're just incorporating some neighborhood roads, as you know, but we were, regarding the paved roads, the public paved roads, because we have some neighborhoods with, like, across the
Okay.
street. And
Yeah.
we were, and I'm sorry, Ian, you're gonna have to refresh my memory. We decided like 250,000. Oh, well, there's different things. It's coming back. So I did mention to you regarding, private roads, if they want, work, of course, that will have to be a SAD. But if we have a road that is gravel, public gravel, and the neighborhood wants that paved, that would be a SAD. Because as we know, a paving of
It'd be
gravel.
pretty expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we have roads that are in good, paved roads that are in good condition, that may need some crack fill. And when I asked you about crack fill, how bad can a road be, that it could still be crack filled, and you said around a 4 or 5 on the Paiser rating?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the middle of the Paiser rating, so to speak.
And then once crack fill isn't helping anymore, the next would be, what was it, the 250,000 per
That's your mill and fill.
mill
Yep.
and fill? Okay.
Yep. So that's essentially resurfacing that you would see us do on a good number of our county primary roads, like a Scio Church Road or something like that, maybe like a Wagner Road, where it's established good stability underneath it, where we can just mill off the existing asphalt and repave it.
Okay. Well, after we have our gravel roads, the money set aside, our list for that, we have in the millage, then we would have some money for paved.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking about, well, maybe, let's say $250,000 is what we have left over.
Okay.
Well, it's expensive to pave, as we all know. So what would be the best way of using that 250? Is it first come, first serve? Is it, we talk with the road commission, but that's only gonna do, what?
A mile.
A mile, 250,000 for?
Yeah,
just-
it'd be a short segment, but a mile in a subdivision is actually more than you think, which is good because you can phase your work. So, for example, in Superior Township as an example, but previously even closer to Scio Township in Pittsfield Township, we've phased in subdivision work to where you can do essentially maybe your courts or your cul-de-sacs or your short roads kind of in the back side of a subdivision, and then phase your way out towards the main road so you're not running heavy traffic over the brand new road you put down.
Oh,
Yeah, and to answer your original question of what is best, honestly, all your questions are answers yes. You can coordinate with the road commission. We can help guide. And I also think there is a little bit of factor. This is in my personal opinion, not a professional opinion. I think there is a little bit of factor of first come, first serve because some HOAs, some neighborhood groups, however the case may be, are more aligned than others and more prepared maybe to enter into things like this where you could potentially work in another partnership to that. That, okay, the township has X many percentage of this $250,000 to partner with you, the HOA, to resurface this, where you can have kind of a partnership from the local group and a partnership from your funding. Now, given that if there's a millage, there may not be participation desire from an HOA, and that's okay. What you'll do is just, as long as you establish it for that 10 years, that's still quite a bit of paving you could do in a 10-year period because you'll get some segments that may be a little bit less. You'll have some segments that may cost a little bit more, but we can help with that part of it and tell you which ones you should look at. And that's where Paiser really comes into play, and you hear us talk a lot about on our roads, where we actually recommend doing your better paved roads a little earlier on in a program because they are more cost effective, i.e. cheaper to repair, to repave, as opposed to one that needs crush and shaped or essentially reconstructed, because a road that's already in a 2 or 3 condition is going to stay a 2 or 3 condition. It won't get any better, and it's not going to really get any worse.
okay.
So the priority side of that can be adjusted to where you can get more done with a smaller amount of funding over the course of time. And then inevitably towards the end of your program, you'll have to have those larger investment years where you may have to either place more than the 250,000 per year to it, or you'll have to phase the work to accomplish some of these more labor intensive resurfacing jobs in a subdivision. But $250,000 is a good start to at least keep the roads in decent order. That's actually really exciting to hear, because that's a good opportunity where you may be able to touch multiple surfaces, so to speak, as opposed to just the collector roads, because right off the cuff, we always recommend do the collector roads first, because those are the roads that are moving all the people and constituents, consumers, everything through your township, and moving people between our primary road system. Whereas within a subdivision, the reality of the measure is that only services the people that live there, because it's not a through road. It's a hard thing to explain sometimes to people that way, but it's a reality where you can be efficient and effective. But inevitably, that's the board's prerogative and the roads advisories group. But the township can get help from us. We will gladly help a phased plan for that.
Well, when we looked at our map, the Pacer map we have a lot of bad roads, red.
Yep, that's okay. Yeah, we just have to start picking a place to work at.
Okay, and then we have fair, and then there's some, very few that are good.
And that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so we were
okay.
kind of
That's
like,
kind of the
how
course
do we
of it.
do this?
Yeah, so that 250,000 is easy when you're talking for some of the good ones, where we're talking just crack seal.
Well, hang on.
That's pretty easy.
The proposed millage budget is 495. It's more than 250.
Yeah, no, I just threw out a number.
Okay, I just want Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I threw that number out, Adam. That's the
Okay,
250.
sorry.
It was just an example, like if,
I only mention that because it's potentially more than what you're thinking, is what we're thinking.
Okay, that's even better.
So the 250 that we're bouncing around is just because that's kind of the per mile cost that we have in our mind as a budgeting tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's even better.
Exactly.
That gives us a little bit more mobility, where we can do a little more comprehensive work.
Yep.
So then, based on what you said, Adam, so that when this paving money starts to come around, looking at the Pacer map right now, what you're kind of suggesting is taking some of the fair roads and improving and putting them a little bit higher priority than the red.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that probably from an engineering perspective as well, when we bring our engineering team in to kind of speak on that,
Okay.
because you want to try to keep those in that good or fair standing as long as you can.
Okay.
Because if we were to only accomplish a short segment of poor road, and that's it in the first year, let's say, potentially by the next time we rate the roads within a year or two, then you could have 3 or 4 more roads all of a sudden fall into failing or very poor. And now your cost per mile will certainly exceed that $250,000.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so it is a bit of a balance, but I think if this comes to fruition, I think that's something we have to strategize specific, and we'll have engineering team members help us when we talk through that phasing. The phase I've been working on with Superior Township this year, because they have very little funding to put towards their paved subdivision area of their township. Right now, going at their current rate, I built them almost 10 or 11 years out, and it takes some long time to phase that. So with you guys having more funding, we should be in a pretty good place where we can put some pretty good phased projects together and accomplish quite a bit. I think if you're truly, touching somewhere around $400,000 would be good.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Adam? Even you, because you'll be involved with the special assessments.
Yeah. Well, and Chris, we'll help you, Chris, through some of that stuff too. I mean, obviously we know this experience and you guys have some knowledge of it, but you certainly can gain knowledge. I mean, our team has a lot of knowledge that can help you walk through that process. Ann Arbor Township is one to talk to specifically about the township side of things. They've got theirs down to a pretty clean process, and they've actually just managed all their own SADs here lately. So it's been pretty successful.
And Ann Arbor Township, they don't have a road millage. They use their general fund, I believe.
That is correct.
Along with special
Yeah,
assessments.
and a little bit different status there. They have a considerably smaller a grouping of roads, just because the way the city is kind of incorporated quite a bit of the township, so a little bit different. But yeah, but because of that, their funding match from us, even now that it's doubled, is still less than $100,000, because they don't have that many physical miles. So they get less funding, but they are very participative. They've been great. The 13 years I've been around, we've touched all their road segments almost twice in some aspect. So it's been nice to see. But yeah, we'll help you through anything you guys need when it comes to that point. I just really wanted to be here tonight to try to help if you had questions for wording, but I think at best if you maybe want to send me some of the stuff when you get to that point, and I can help if I see something that the board might ask you about. Maybe we can help you with some talking points, but just really wanted to be here for support. I'm excited just to hear kind of what's going on. So
yeah, and thank you. And Adam, I think you said that you'll be you won't be able to attend the April 28th meeting.
Yes, I'm sorry. We're in the National Snow and Ice Show that week in Cleveland, and so I have some opportunities to work with some other groups from other countries and states that we kind of take advantage of. And yeah, so it's kind of good we have some good recognition there. So unfortunately, I will be out of town. I can try to call in that evening, like I had before. I don't know if I'll be much help, but I can at least call in to hear what you hear, and then try to help you on your responses, because likely you'll have to respond back to the board after your first presentation. And I can at least get enough notes from there between our team and myself can help you with maybe some of the questions they might ask you.
Okay, yeah, that's I'm sure that we'll have to present again. So why don't we plan on that? And if there is anybody at the road commission that would be able to attend, I think that would give us some clout.
A little gravitas.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and I was saying to the committee here that I was really impressed with us creating the road, the list, and then we provide it to you, and then it was pretty close. There was some.
It was great. I was honestly floored in November when I got it, how it found its way that quickly. It's good because I think we've done enough education to where we're speaking the same language, and we can ask good detailed questions like, why is the difference between this on this specific segment? And we can work down and melt through that process and figure out really, like you said, the reasoning for what changes between, just a mile figure of length cost, equation, where we can get a little further into the details with the group, because we have essentially a trained group now that can help us on that. Kind of becomes another set of eyes, like we talk about. When you guys are driving throughout the township, you can help us with some of this stuff. So we're happy for that. But yeah, the list was amazing. It's exactly the same list that we build for a lot of other townships, and then let them tweak it just like you guys have. And really just a quick general history thing in case somebody ever asks you guys where did it come from. These are things, systems that we refer to as a road database that we used to have at the road commission. All that has is essentially all the roads in a township, and we have it geographically mapped. And then our geographic team, so our information specialist that works our GIS system, gives me a list of all the unpaved roads in a township. And then we start what year did we go here? What year did we go there? And then we start sliding that. It's basically that slide chart. And so that's why it lines up perfect with what we have. Webster Township took theirs way into depth, just like you guys have. Dexter Township took a similar one like that in 2019, all the way through 2024 or 5, where they went very deep in the weeds with it just to try to figure out as best they can and predict what kind of funding they needed, because they didn't have a millage either. Millages make it a little easier to plan because it gives you a set funding target, as opposed to trying to get the funding from the board each year, because that's what pushes a lot of our meetings out, and why we have to set the May deadline, because some townships don't even know their funding until April. And it's a very quick, dangerous risk of not being able to capture all the available funds if you don't have time to think about it. So we're in a great place. I'm happy your spreadsheet's easy to read, so it was good for us. I simply just sent it off to the team and I said, start here, and let's see what we can get out of it. And we ended up getting to add a few little options this year, so worked out good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Adam? Ian, do you have anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd reach out if I did, so.
Thank you. Adam,
Well,
thanks.
Yeah, thank you so
All right.
much, Adam.
Yeah, give me a call if you guys need me. Best of luck this evening.
All right,
Thank you,
you
sir.
take care.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
What's his last name?
Late,
Late.
LAP,
LAPE, and his title.
Director of Operations.
So it's been so nice. Okay, so now we're going to the presentation?
Yes,
Okay.
that was perfect timing because then, what you may need.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at,
I can share it. I mean,
yeah, please. Oh, yes. Ian's going to share. Do you need to do anything for that? What's going on with the screen over there? Is that?
No, is that,
I don't know. Everything else was working.
Is the screen off?
big actual physical device?
Carolyn?
Will you be able to?
Yeah. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it's just that the closer it is for me, the better. Can you see?
I can see it.
You
Yeah.
can see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Sure. Yeah, I can. Scio Township, road maintenance status. No, thanks, Bob. No, I can see it from here.
so we know that the date is the 28th now, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And one of the things you said is we should review the same material that we reviewed last time. Didn't David Reed say that, or someone told us that?
Yeah. And it's in
Oh, like a
there. It's-
refresher?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in
Oh,
there.
yeah, because, I can't remember what,
Because
who
I
it
used a
was.
lot of the
Riser?
same.
Yeah, I think it was Riser that said,
Treat it
Talk to us like
we
we're
did
third
here
graders,
last
yeah.
time or something.
yeah, tell us, like, yeah, like we know nothing. Okay,
Okay,
so the date gets put in.
I did change the purpose a little bit, though. I cleaned it up from the last time.
Do you want me to go down and?
yeah. Well, is this slide good? The first one?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a nice big old broken paved
Well,
road.
You have you plug in the 28th, okay. So the next one, or does it?
No, you tell me when you're ready and I'll.
Touch it with your finger and move it up.
Okay.
Okay, no,
David's not in the Zoom meeting, so
just that.
he's just looking at the slide deck that I
Okay.
sent.
Yeah, I'm not in.
This is the updated version that I'm showing here.
What am I looking at? I'm looking at from the
Email?
agenda.
well, that's the old one. I just plugged that in. Yeah, because Ian had needed some more time to work on it.
So you guys tonight, as an example, gave me this 202,000 figure. I plugged that in, so this is live. Anything that you guys don't like, I can go
Okay.
and change here.
Okay,
So this one,
What you sent me, is that what's coming up? You sent me back. Remember, I asked for my,
Yeah, no, this is even more up to date.
oh,
But it's pretty much the same. I'll point out differences. You follow it on the PDF version, and if it's changed, I'll tell you, okay? So this
Okay.
slide, as an example, is not changed.
so the purpose, this is the same purpose we've had in the past.
no, it isn't.
Oh, you have
I
something?
shortened it.
Okay, go ahead.
Road Advisory Committee to recommend future funding strategy. Entertain Board of Trustee input and future direction. I think I had 3 or 4 bullets the last time for purpose.
Can't remember. I didn't think there was, but
Do you want more in this?
Mm-mm.
No, okay,
No.
okay.
No,
Good.
that-
All right, good.
Well, that's what we're here for, right?
Less is more.
yes, yeah,
There's always more.
all right. I'll go down a slide.
yes.
The agenda is different than the last agenda because we added the compendium and
Right,
the selection criteria, neighboring road millages, we talked about that here.
right.
And then we had an opinion on the SAD. Remember we said we need to discuss the SAD, what we're gonna recommend? So-
Yeah, because we're giving them the complete package, like this is what our plan is.
Right.
So is this is up to date, Ian? Or,
I haven't changed it, so yes.
oh, you haven't changed, okay,
No,
And
we're all good with this one?
the first two bullets are the same. Funding review, I think that was the same as last time we showed them. Selection criteria is new because we developed a different criteria.
True.
When I say new, I'm talking about the last presentation we were here.
In October, yeah.
and I can pull that up if we need it. I have that as
No,
well.
we
No,
don't
no, no.
need it. I don't think we need it.
Okay, so going
Okay.
down to the first one, Scio Township Road Summary.
Yeah. And this is again the
Okay.
same slide as we showed them last time.
Yep.
Okay? Julie?
Right, and the bridges and culverts, that's right, in our, just to refresh my memory, in our funding plan, we included that, so that's gonna be in here later, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
well, if you remember what we said was we had, I hate to say money left over, but we said that money can be applied to bridges and culverts.
Right.
We can invest that, yeah.
Right, right.
Until we need it, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is all the same.
And the next one is the same as well, comparison of road miles by township. We showed them that last time.
Okay,
Funding review, we showed them that last time as to what's been our annual expenditure over time.
Right.
well,
And-
okay.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
have a, I'm gonna play devil's advocate
Yeah.
here, funding review, and this is what we spent over time, but when we spent that money over time, that was only for the collector roads. Now, for the millage, we are expanding it to the public, well, all public roads, I guess, all public local roads, because they're gonna say, well, why do you need a 0.5?
Got it.
And the reason why is because we're expanding to neighborhood roads and also paving.
Well, we ought to put an asterisk on that.
There needs to be a codicil in there somewhere that
And put a
explains that.
note
Yeah.
that
So,
says these historical expenditures were only for collector roads. I didn't even realize that. But we should put it on that
It's a
slide.
good catch.
This presentation will go in the board packet so they have a chance, the board has a chance to look at it before we.
Oh, yeah, we get the packet on Wednesday night,
Okay.
the Wednesday night before.
So they have a
the
chance to
meeting.
look at this. They won't be, unless they didn't do it, they won't be cold, whatever. Okay.
sorry.
Okay,
So, I've said no, sorry, got a typo. These expenditures were historically for collector roads only.
These historical expenditures were for collector roads.
Yes.
hysterical.
Historical.
Scio Township historical.
These historical expenditures were for collector roads only, and I'm gonna make that kind of italic, and I'm gonna unbullet it.
Okay.
That's my problem.
That's a good,
Thank you.
good add.
Perfect.
Funding review,
Same slide we showed last time, that's what I got from Roy. The key thing there is they're not funded to do capital projects. That's where our millage is.
Sorry, I was in my own little.
No, we're just
I'm on
talking,
the
we're
funding
talking
review
about,
page.
we're
Yeah,
talking
we
so
about,
can
you're
go
on
back?
this one,
yes.
the moon. Yep,
That didn't change.
nope,
We showed that last time.
yep.
All right, the next slide is actually a new slide.
Selection criteria.
Yeah, which we all agreed on in the last meeting, the road condition, history of maintenance, our consultation with the WCRC, and then we also put in, we consider the volume of traffic and citizen input.
Yes.
And it's kind of in order, really.
yeah, what about also quadrants, by quadrant, or should we?
Well, that's the
That's
history
later.
of maintenance.
That's later. We talk about all that kind of stuff a little bit later.
The quadrants and sections and.
Yeah, that comes later.
We talk about it, but we never talk about, we're trying to spend.
Equalize, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Do
this
we
is.
need to?
I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
I
I
mean,
think
how-
that might open up more can of worms.
Too much.
I mean, if
Yeah.
they want to get into the nitty gritty, I guess they can.
Well, they may challenge us on these, because last time they challenged us on selection of criteria.
Right. so.
Yes, but
Selection criteria.
This is a good tight list, I
Yep.
think.
Okay, next,
Okay.
there's the
And
Pazer.
then there's the
that I was-
Pazer, which we had showed them last time again. But again, this is for the paved roads, right?
Right.
Yep.
I have a question. Is this the very latest Pazer? Does it matter?
It's the one that I extracted. This is exactly the same slide that I used last time. So if it's been updated, then I need to recapture.
It's the latest one I got online.
Yeah, they update that every 2 years, so we're in the middle of that 2
I'll,
Okay.
years.
I'll double check.
Okay, I just,
But, you know,
that was
Mr.
one of my
Color,
things I
Mr.
noticed. It was the
Colorblind might not
latest
see
one.
any difference anyway. But I'll get someone to look at it.
Well, I went online and searched for the latest WCRC,
Uh-huh.
and that was the
That's
Pazer.
what this is.
And I
Well,
sent
it's
that.
Okay.
in the Scio, it's in the Scio roads list, or
Yeah,
the
this-
local
this one
road
here.
that they gave us,
Yeah.
yeah, so that whatever, this is the same one.
I think it is, but again, I
It
searched.
looks the same
for
to
the
me. I
latest.
mean, if there are differences,
I
there's
see
gonna be little
difference
tiny.
already.
You do see a difference already?
I see some yellow on here where it's in my colorblind eyes it's red.
What year is that, though?
This is from the 2026 packet.
Is it?
I'll update it.
Okay.
I'll just put a note. I'm not going to do it now because I
So
got to go find
yellow
it.
looks red to you?
No,
Oh, I thought, okay.
but if you look at Karen's, like this drop down here is yellow.
So we got to update the
Oh.
26 Pazer.
I don't even know what, oh, that's, I know what, that's
Yeah, this one in there, 2026.
Weber Road.
That we went to in February or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
That's the
See this?
Weber.
Oh, yeah.
It's different.
Oh, it went to fair from good.
Did any of them go up?
I don't know. I'm not gonna spend a moment down to.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I
Okay, so let
I
me
can
Pazer.
fix that. I'm just going to put a little
Okay.
set of reminders in for myself.
The next,
Oh, there we go. The next one?
Yes.
well, the next one is Ian's developmental tools, and there's
Yeah.
what Ian took over.
Yeah. And I'll cover these slides. I mean
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's great. There's the quadrants. I like the quadrants.
Okay, I have on this one, I have a couple of things.
What, the quadrants?
No, on this slide.
Skips. This is the skip slide.
Yes?
Right, the skip slide, yes, on the skip slide. You have Scio neighborhood roads, gravel and paved, northwest quadrant, yes. And then you have underneath that quadrants 4, 5, 6, you mean sections 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I should re-screenshot because I think we changed those.
No, those are the sections. And that's another thing too, is that a lot of times you're calling the individual little boxes segments, but the road commission calls them sections within a quadrant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 through 36. The road commission calls those sections, not segments. And I
Let's
think that
just
that's a little bit
quickly
more
look at
descriptive
the-
because it's an area, not a segment. So in this particular slide, you have quadrants with local roads. You have 4, 5, 6. The word quadrants right there should be sections, not quadrants.
You're right. Because we only have 4 quadrants,
Yeah,
and within the quadrant are the sections.
right. So on this particular, I noticed that on this, just on this
So-
one slide.
So the road, if you look at, you can't see the compendium here, can you? Let me just zoom in. Does that?
Yeah, see, that should say
No.
sections.
No. This column C is
Yeah.
segment because it's a segment of road.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the,
She's talking column B.
over.
Column B.
I know. Just
Yeah, so where it says quadrants, you have 22, 23, I mean, so it's not to be read horizontally?
Well, you know what? No. I see what you're saying because
Anything between 1 and 36 is a section, not a quadrant.
Right.
Any reference to a number
yeah,
1
over
through,
here it's called section.
right,
All right.
1 through 36.
I made that change. I may not have updated the.
Okay.
So wherever it says quadrants in B should be sections.
No, this is right.
no, oh no. What I see what this.
If you're reading it horizontally or,
Quadrant, that should, there's more, those are
Oh,
those are sections.
or sections, segments, sections. Wait, a segment.
Section.
Yeah.
That's what the road commission calls them, section.
So it is correct in the column heading, it's just not correct
Yes,
in
correct.
the- Yeah,
Yes, because the segment is a segment of
Segment of
road,
road,
and
yeah.
that
You
is
may-
correct.
you may have-
Segment is within the section.
yeah.
Right, exactly,
It's
exactly.
quadrant, section, segment,
Right, exactly.
hierarchy.
So I'm
So
just,
the compendium
nitpicking on those,
is incorrect.
just for that word, just the wording.
It's in column
I
B.
mean, the numbers are good, so all the numbers are right,
Mhm.
but it's just, they're not called quadrants, they're called section.
So where are you talking about?
Here, I'll show you.
Because the quadrants up here,
Those quadrants should be sections.
That word
Yes.
In B.
should be
Those
section.
two words
It's just
should
a
be
word.
sections.
yeah.
Segment is good. It's quadrant, section, segment, the hierarchy.
So he has the quadrant
Yes,
at
the
the
word.
top,
Yes,
and
that's
then that
good.
would be
That's good.
section.
Sections.
And then sections with,
This
what is
co-
that?
this-
Local roads?
With local roads.
Still
That's
should be
within,
sections too.
that's within the northwest quadrant.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a word change,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
Doing it now.
Well,
In
I
the
thought it was,
compendium.
you were talking about actually in the compendium. I mean, it kept going kind of back and forth.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. No, because,
Yes.
and you have it right in the compendium. You have section numbers, that one column that says section is right.
There you go.
You have a segment column that's segment, that's all perfectly correct, the mundo. It was just that one little hoo-ha.
Sections with local roads.
Boom,
And I've done it in the 4.
sweet, outstanding,
And I got to
Thank
re-screenshot
you.
and then push it back into the PowerPoint.
thank you.
Good catch.
Okay,
Okay.
keep going.
So are we good on the development tools
Yes.
example?
Yeah, on that slide, yes.
We showed this last time also.
Yes, we did.
You showed this last time also.
Yeah,
Yes, we did.
there's still more.
Oh, and you know what we should talk about is this millage money should go, some of it, and it's not very much, for a GIS app for roads. And I don't know if we could put that in with the spending.
Can
Well,
we,
no,
can we
this is
just kind of
important.
put a pin in that and then
Yeah.
see where it might fit
Cool.
as we get further into the,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we're gonna put, I mean, let's just kind of, I would suggest that we just go through the presentation and then with a pin in that one, and then come
Well-
back and say where could that be fitted in best?
Well, wherever we have our culverts and, like, don't we break it down somewhere? Like,
Well, let's go through the
Okay.
presentation.
the next one is demo.
What's that?
Everybody good with that one?
What is that, Ian?
Last meeting we talked about,
Demoing the compendium.
really
A real brief,
bring it up. My worry is,
there's.
it's a huge, great table.
I know that,
On a screen like this, it's a nightmare to use, which is why I really don't want to touch it in this meeting. When I'm at home, I've got a screen
Right,
and
I mean,
I can deal with it. So I'm happy to demo it.
What's the
Well, we have the
purpose of
development.
demoing?
the reason why I brought that up at that last meeting is because the sheer breadth of it, and the previous screen might be enough. I mean, absolutely, I think for what we're doing for an initial presentation, knowing that there may be some back and forthing with the board, and we're gonna follow up with the presentation, I have adjusted my thought and say maybe I agree with Ian. I think demoing the actual compendium is not necessarily going to be suitable for the 24th.
Well, and the development tool that you have, an example here is,
Is it? Yeah.
but not the whole thing.
It's an example.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to tell them that the little snapshot is part of a great big spreadsheet that is very robust.
Well, he does in the next slide.
Oh, okay.
I would take out that demo slide though. And then the next slide, you explain it.
Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, I put this one in originally in the first go around because if you didn't watch the presentation, you would have no context as what was being shown. So this was a summary, and that's what I said in the last meeting was, this is just here to summarize what I've just told you.
Right, and I like that.
I don't mind.
I like that.
So we
because-
want to lose the demo.
Yeah, lose demo.
And
So I'm
keep
just
the
going
next
to put that down into the hidden slides. I got some notes down in here. I don't know if you guys would have seen them, but that's the framework behind it.
Oh, for the demo?
No, just notes from the last meeting that I put in here. When we were talking and coming up with ideas, I was trying to capture things.
Okay.
It's irrelevant to this.
Oh, okay.
So on this slide, development tools, the same
Yep.
thing I said before, segment needs to be changed to section. It's a couple of times. Scio Township is broken down in 4 quadrants. Each quadrant
Equal-sized
contains 9
sections.
equal-sized sections.
Sections.
Yeah.
And then you talk about segments.
Then northeast, blah, 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 and each area is categorized from 1 to 36. 4 quadrants times 9 sections equals 36.
In the second paragraph, you
Yeah.
also have
There's one, yeah, in there too.
segments should be sections.
Got that?
And then there's two
Yep.
segments in the second paragraph. There's 2 that need to be changed.
Right on the third line, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
each of the 36 sections the road is situated in. And then,
Oh, and then the second bullet point, quadrant or segment.
and then the 4th bullet point too.
Sorry, third bullet point, indent, spending, oh yeah, quadrant or section.
Well, that actually is segment there.
Which one?
The 4th bullet point under the 3rd bullet point, that is segment.
You know what? You're right.
Wait, what's the
The
bullet
fourth, the fourth one. I think I agree with Bob.
The one, second from the bottom.
Yeah, this
future
one.
annual road
Yeah,
budgeting
that one
by
there.
quadrant, segment, needs, and
Yeah,
et
Should be
cetera.
that should be
Because it's
segment.
segment of roads.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that should say segment. Yeah. Good point.
All right, so that's updated.
All right.
Now,
Otherwise, good slide.
Road maintenance cost,
That's right out of the,
Skips canoe. Yes.
okay. Oh my gosh, there's a man in the water.
I said,
And-
where did this picture come
The
from?
cool thing is, he's holding a bottle of beer.
he's in with all the rocks.
I know, I didn't even know, was he in there before? I did not
He
notice that.
was? This
I-
picture was in before?
No, sorry, this is a new one that I put in. I gotta have some fun
He's
when I'm
giving
doing
him
this
thumb
stuff.
up.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I think, where's the
They're
fire
very safe.
department when you need them?
It's not my problem. I mean, it looks.
Where
I
did you
think it's
get it?
hilarious.
Did you create that, or is this a real picture?
No, it's real. I went onto Google Maps, and I went to all the different preserves that we have.
Yeah?
And then I found you can look at photos that people have posted online. So I found photos that I like, and then I cut like a rectangle, and then I removed all the color to give it like this. Yeah,
And we're allowed to do this? I guess because they're on a public website?
exactly.
There's
You've given
no.
up. You've given up any
privacy.
Well-
copyright. Yep.
Let's see if they
I think
notice,
that's
but if they
hilarious.
watch this
I
meeting,
thought
they're
it was-
gonna know. It's funny.
I thought it was really fun.
You're a hoot.
The beer bottle. I was killing myself laughing when I was doing this.
I didn't see the beer bottle,
No,
just you mentioned it.
nobody will see it unless you point
And
it
he's
out.
naked too.
No.
Hey,
Look closely.
he's got his thumb up, so is that his? Yeah.
Skinny dipping in the Huron River. Okay, what's the next one?
Oh,
Here he is again. Look.
Okay, so anyway.
Would you look?
That's a continuation.
Okay,
And I
so
didn't.
road maintenance costs, yeah.
I just screenshot out of the WRC
Yes,
packet,
perfect.
so I didn't mess around. You were worried about like formatting. I don't do that. I just literally take a photo and stick it in here.
Perfect.
basically.
See, I wasn't able to copy and paste it. When I pasted it, it all ran together.
Or a real computer.
He's like a computer expert, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Road
and then-
funding proposal, is that where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, proposal.
So this is the one. This is the one I've updated today. Bullet point 2, as discussed, the medium pricing. So that's the
Good,
change
okay,
here.
so those are in there, okay, great.
And I will recut the PDF and send it out tonight.
This WCRC contribution, I would like to change that to matching grant because we have to spend at least $266,000 in order to receive that matching grant.
So you want to call it what, WCRC matching grant?
That's what they call it as well.
So I'm going to zoom in on the screen. So we've got
There you
that. Okay.
Yeah, great, thank you. Since paved, unpaved roads are about a 50-50 split, we recommend an approximate similar apportionment of funds.
That's where it came up with $495 each.
Okay, funds are for total crack sealing and seal coat up to $250 for pulverize.
Mill resurface.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, here, yeah, then culverts, bridges, 110,000. And then if you could put a bullet point in there, first year
For the GIS?
GIS. Chris, is it a GIS module or GIS app? Do you remember the term, name of it?
It's not a module or app, you know, it's
System?
Is it an add-on?
I mean, it stands for Geographic Information Systems.
Yeah, but then,
And I just use a website. I mean, you can.
well, so we have one for utilities, but then there's others like,
Yeah, like Map Washtenaw, something that.
right,
you know,
different maps. So if,
you get different layers.
how about just GIS roads?
What's it stand for?
Geographic Information Systems.
Okay, so.
Oh, what is the
Geographic Information Systems, and put
It's not an add-on,
parentheses
it's not a
GIS.
module, it's not
yeah,
a,
roads?
It's a GIS.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, it's not a module. What the heck is it called?
Just keep it as Geographic Information System.
The board knows what
It's a
GIS is.
system.
Yeah, but this is specific just for,
What?
okay.
Always, I'm with you. Always quantify an acronym. Because otherwise,
Okay.
this is like, they piss me off.
Then-
I hate acronyms.
Well, you're supposed to.
Because people, you assume knowledge that people don't have. It's so dangerous. And so you lose people and communication breaks down.
So first year purchase and then license, purchase and license, because the license, I believe, we need to pay every year. Is that-
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Do we need a dollar figure for it, or what?
it's a whole
It's,
different department.
I think the first year is around,
I would say for this
$5,000.
presentation, we just let that roll.
yeah,
Okay.
They're going to ask.
yeah.
Huh?
Just
They'll
have it in
ask.
the back pocket. They're going to ask.
Yeah, and Brandon, before he left, set me up to talk with the GIS people.
How much is it?
It's a nominal amount.
Yeah, it's like, I think 5,000 the first year because it has to be set up and whatnot. And then it's so much money every year for licensing.
Don't these guys over the road have all the information?
No, not, because ours is gonna be different. We're gonna have private roads and special assessments and all of that.
The DOT doesn't touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then residents to provide funds over the 250,000 contribution, should they desire this additional improvement. So,
This slide is what's gonna get a lot of discussion. This is it, this is the meat of the presentation.
Yeah, it is.
so that residents to provide funds, that there was something that Adam, a partnership, residents to partner or something like that with residents to provide funds through, God, how did he say it? Yeah, something about partnership. Over $250,000 contribution.
Or how about Scio to partner with residents? Residents to partner with Scio Township, with the township, to provide funds over the 250,000.
Yeah, because it's not, should they desire this additional improvement, but, so here's, okay, what additional improvement would that be?
That's
Mill-
the mill and
mill
resurface or the
resurface
pulverized resurface.
Or pave.
Well, because if we spend up to $250,000 for pulverized resurface and reconstruction per year, and then anything over 250,000,
The resident pays for, the residents pay for.
okay, so this is where we spend the 250,000 on a segment,
Right,
section,
Right.
segment,
segment, yeah.
and then they don't contribute to that. But if that road needs something more than a mill and resurface, then they partner with that?
Correct.
Oh.
So that if it's the pulverize and resurface, which is 450,000,
So if costs
or the
exceed-
reconstruct is 1.5, then we put in 250 and the residents come up with the balance.
Well,
That's what we talked about last
yeah,
week.
that's what we talked about, but here, what Adam, I don't know if we can incorporate what, you do the better paved roads early on, then reconstruction, and at the end of your program, so at the end of the 6 years, larger projects, resurfacing. You focus on your collector roads first, and then with those, the collector roads, you do the good fair first, and then the poor second. And then you do the subdivision roads, the good first, good fair first, and then poor second. Whoops.
I wouldn't put that in the presentation.
No, it wouldn't. It's way too much detail.
Okay, so residents who provide funds over the 250,000 contributions, should they desire this additional improvement? What additional improvement?
Mill resurface or pulverize and
Well, but you
Yeah,
have
I
this
think
in red.
It is a little bit vague because it should reference back up to
I
funds are,
changed-
Oh, did you change something?
I got rid of the red this. It was a question and I.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
resident provide funds or should they desire. Wait a minute, that's the same as this. Oh, you just
A lot
made
of
it not
questions over that. Well,
Yeah.
There's gonna be you're poking the bear.
How about this?
Take it out?
Any paving improvement over 250,000
That exceed.
that exceeds 250,000,
Residents
residents
will partner, no,
will,
Is that what let me ask you this question. Is that what we're doing now?
no,
Okay.
No,
Why
we
are
don't do
putting
anything now.
something new.
Why are we putting that codicil in? Why is that new? Why are we doing that?
because this is part of the millage. We decided gravel roads, 495,000, paved roads, 495,000. Then for those paved roads, the funds are for crack sealing up to 250,000. And then 250,000 for pulverized resurface and reconstruction. However, you may have a road that needs $500,000 worth of pulverizing and, so, but we put a cap.
Aren't we asking then the residents of that street, the neighborhood, to do a SAD? We're gonna be asking them to contribute, or is that gonna?
That's what we are proposing, that anything over 250,000 for that, whatever it is, that they contribute.
Yeah.
However that is, they don't have to have a SAD, but, they may not have the money.
But could they do a SAD?
Sure.
Yeah.
If
If the board approves.
right, everything the board approves, or doesn't approve.
Well,
It's
I
just
like where you're
rewording
going.
this, so, what are
I'm
your
just-
thoughts, David?
I'm just scratching right now.
But I like where you're going. Any work that exceeds 250,000 will require residents to partner with Scio Township.
And
Will require residents to provide
provide the rest of the funding?
the balance of the funding.
I think this is something that needs to be in Bob and Ian's hip pocket. And if there's questions about it, it can be a subject of discussion either then or later. Because even now, we've spent 5 minutes trying to figure out this whole thing. I mean, you kind of have a vision for it, but I think it's going to leave a taste in that board's mouth where,
So you're suggesting leave out that last bullet?
correct, less is more. you're asking for $1 million or 800,000, and now all of a sudden, you're gonna go back to the residents and say, we want more money from you.
Well, then we could just say, we spend $250,000 on a pulverize and resurface and reconstruction, and that's it.
Yes, right.
Or we push it into the next year and make it a bigger, we contribute more funds from the township toward it, so that it's all encompassing, versus
think
doing
that's-
250 and then asking residents and they're gonna say no. Okay, then where do we go from here?
Well, okay, and then, so then, how we choose the paved roads, I mean, we have some criteria here, because if they ask, how do you know where to put the 250,000 for pulverized resurface? So I think we should just say, we will partner with the road commission, they will let us know. They'll
Yeah.
give suggestions, and then the same criteria that we did before. Okay, what do you
Basically
think about?
summarize the last thing that Adam talked about before he signed off on the call. That's what he was talking about. We'll work with you guys and come up with roads, and we can look at them, and our engineering guys who kind of understand the nuances of paving.
You know what? You're right. And you're right. Because when we go in front of the board every year, we're going to have to explain why we want that section of road.
Right.
Okay, take the last out
I'm
then.
gonna take the last bullet off.
And I think on this slide too, something you're to be prepared for is what we have talked about. We've danced around it a little bit. Is we're asking for a millage, and then if there's, okay, so this is maybe we're kind of not discussing that in a moment. One of the things we talked about is asking residents for more money. It says, well, I already pay a millage. Why do I need to cough up money for paving my road? And we've talked about that objection. We've talked a little bit about it here and there in our meetings. But if we don't bring it up here, then it doesn't bring that up.
Well, this is all the money we have from the millage. This is all the money we have from the millage, and this is how much we're going to spend on a
Right.
paved road.
Bingo. That's what I like that. That's it.
Unless they want a total going from gravel to paved, that's where the
SAD.
SAD comes in. Or they're like, you know what, our paved roads are really bad, and, I mean, we only have 250,000, so if you really want those roads paved, you're gonna have to, for the rest of your
We
neighborhood.
could add that in the SAD slide.
Okay,
Yeah,
So-
that's SAD stuff.
So I've removed it from this one.
Okay, good. Good.
Okay.
Mr. Kublik.
So let's just expand it. That's what it looks like now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
all right, I like this.
That's a pretty
Next
picture.
one
I like that
is
picture.
the neighboring road millages and the voter results.
Oh,
Preserve Peters Road.
Bob, I have a task for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I tell you, this right here, this slide right here, is where I'm gonna just be going like, you gotta be kidding me. The residents don't have an appetite for millage. Look at this.
it's
This speaks volumes.
Huh?
This speaks volumes.
It does. When I looked around and I got those numbers off of the election results, I was going like, holy cow. You were not talking about, and Adam was telling me that Webster is only as close as it was because they didn't advertise, they didn't campaign, they didn't anything. They just kind of started at the last minute and threw it up there, never even told the road commission they were doing it, and it still won.
You know what? In the packet, I have Assessor Garrett's response to average taxable value.
Yes, you do. It's right there. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
That's the one I was looking at when we were looking
Well,
at 125.
Yeah, thank you. So I have a list of township roads, townships with road millages. And Bob, if you could look up their ballot languages, you just go to Washtenaw County elections, and then you go back and I don't know when they had them. You already have Webster.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to get the rest of, and there's not very many. I think there's there's Webster, Lodi, Freedom, Ipsy, and then seems like
I sent you the Webster one.
yes, not bad. Freedom, Lodi, Manchester. Manchester isn't on here, so that's another
Higher
one.
Villages.
Saline, Webster, and Ypsilanti.
mean, they all asked for more than we're asking, except for Freedom Township, and they passed with resounding numbers. So,
People
I like-
value their roads
they sure do.
and their cars.
They sure do.
Okay, that slide
Some
good?
people more than others.
Slide good as is?
Yes,
Yeah,
beautiful.
except for I biffed something, I'm just fixing it now.
What's that?
Yeah, all right. I
The next one is our comments on
Special assessment?
SAD,
Okay, gravel to paved.
pulverized resurface and reconstruction.
Right.
Yeah, and then if you could put another, and private roads.
As a bullet point?
Yeah, because this is about road funding, it's not just the
Right,
villages.
yeah.
so,
Okay,
yeah.
good enough?
Yep, and then, thank you very much.
Okay.
Looks good.
What do you think?
I like it.
Are you gonna vote yes?
Of course I am. Of course.
Oops, are we allowed to say that? Sorry, it was a joke. Caroline, I'm looking at your notes. Other Scio millages that consistently pass.
Yeah, I took her notes and incorporated.
Yeah, and you're right, the fire department, LPC, parks and transit, emphasize just who, what uses roads besides residents, buses, school buses,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, okay, we just did that. We have Assessor Garrett's, taxable value. Brian Kameler, you watched that meeting,
Yes, I did.
mentioned that using general funds for one-off and emergency needs is one thing, but that he strongly stated that it should not be used for ongoing issues. So we
You
can,
said that right there in at that board meeting. And what was that in reference to, though?
the budget.
The budget, yeah. So he was saying, yeah, don't, so when they say, well, we'll just use general funds, like Brian said, not a good idea.
Did he say that at our board meeting?
At
Our
a board
budget.
meeting here, yeah.
When we passed the
So
budget.
they heard that.
Yeah, I heard that, and I made a note, and I went back to the recording so I could get exactly what he said, exactly how to spell his name, the whole 9 yards, and he said that. You don't use a general fund, we can't, it's just not smart for us to do it. Maybe
Jessica
Ann Arbor
comment?
Township does, but
Did Jessica comment when he said that?
I don't think
it was about, he was talking about other stuff, he wasn't
So,
talking about roads.
But here's the conundrum I have. I think this is for 27 through 30. Is that correct?
Right, because
6
the
years.
it will,
27 through 33.
33.
if the board approves this, it will go on to the November
For
4th.
2027.
So, but we're right now in 2026.
Right.
And I'm not sure how much money we've got from the board to work on that. Where's
Well,
that money
we
coming
already
from?
presented them with the capital improvement plan. And with the road list, I believe it's 266,000 that we will be spending from the general fund.
Okay.
I thought Jessica said 400.
Well, yeah. But then remember, they turned that down last year when I asked for the 70,000 to match the 400 that they said. So we came up with our road amount,
Yeah.
and then minus the 266 was under that. So they were only going to give us 175 for the grant. So we're spending, actually, I think after we figured it out, came to 280,000.
And I
That's
don't-
all that the township will have to approve from the general fund.
Okay. And I don't want to spend this, but I talked to Adam this afternoon because I was not understanding the matching fund and the way that you're calculating it. So I asked him, here's what my brain says, and he says, this is, and I said, well, here's what Jillian said. He goes, well, I can sort of understand where she's coming from about that, but you're somehow doing the math very, very differently than the way Adam explained it specifically to me. So I don't know if we want to go into all of that right now.
Yeah, we do, because I want to know why if they say in the book, 266,000 and whatever change, but then they were only giving us 175,000 this year for the grant.
That's what I don't understand, because when I asked him today, and I said, so just tell me this, we submit 300,000, I'm just creating an example. We submit 300,000 Scio dollars, roads. This is Scio dollars we're suggesting. It exceeds the 266. I said, so then road commission looks at that and says, okay, you guys are agreeing to pay 300,000 for these roads. We're going to give you 266. That means you guys have 566 to spend. I said, so then that means then that we can take a look and say, oh, we have a little bit more money. We can add more roads. And he said, yes. I said, now, the letter that you sent to Jillian and the Jillian's math, and I started to kind of explain, he goes, oh, I know what she's talking about, and I see what she's saying. I see how she's doing the calculations, but he tried to explain it to me, and maybe I'm just being dumb, and you tried to explain it to me, and I still don't understand that because we come up with, to me, what he told me is it's very simple. You guys have to have at least 266,000.
Which we did not.
We had 498,000.
No, because you minus the 266 from that.
That's not what he told me.
Well,
If you add all of these up, it came up to 495.
then you tell me why they only gave us 175,000.
I don't know, and that's what I don't understand.
But that's what, so when you minus that 266, if that portion, that grant is, because we're not spending 495,000 plus another 266.
Why not? That's what Adam told me.
Because that's not how much our road list came up to.
Our road list came up to 495, 198.
Minus the 266.
229.
I still don't understand
We
that.
don't have, so our road list 500, let's say 500,000.
Right.
You minus the 266 from that.
I don't understand that. That's not what Adam told me. He said you add it to it, now you have 766 to spend.
But we didn't calculate that much. We didn't add 500,000 plus 266 coming up with 700,000.
This number here is just the addition of the numbers. That's it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm still not understanding.
So we're not putting in enough to get the matching funds.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't understand it
That's
at
not the
all.
way he explained it to Carolyn. As long as you're spending 266,
You'll get the full.
net, you get the other 266.
Wait, okay, so then minus the
Yeah,
I know,
it's
I
still
know.
more than 266.
You know, and I
Keep
don't
it 250.
understand it at all, and I trust I'm going to just throw this
But,
out
well,
there.
but shouldn't we
wait,
get the 230?
Also, you have to remember that our numbers were off compared to theirs. It lowered the cost as well.
Well,
We added more.
but their numbers, when I added
Well,
their,
after the fact, but
well,
that,
and,
and all
okay,
you
but
only
when I
added,
added their numbers up, it came to 426.
And hypothetically,
then subtract 266
Okay,
from that.
that's what I'm saying, it was still in excess of 266.
You can't subtract the 266 though, can you? Because they'll only,
See that?
do they match exactly what we put in?
No, they only give us 266 if we are spending on our own 266.
And if we spend 265, what do they give us?
265.
It's matching funds.
But if we spend 400,000, they give us 266.
266.
So the point is what you got to do is you got to take 266, multiply it by 2. You've got to spend 532
Correct.
to get the matching funds.
Correct.
You get all the matching.
If you're looking to spend 495, you divide that by 2. It's 247 and a half.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to put in. That's what you're going to put in.
Correct.
But our numbers were off, so that really lowered how much we were spending.
But I want you to reflect on what happened last summer. Last September, October, they came back to us and said, hey, we've got, $50,000 worth of gravel that we haven't spent. What projects do you have? And it's like, I'm going back to what I said a few minutes ago. It's a living, breathing document. We have this ballpark of $550,000 that we're playing with, quintessentially. And we may spend $550,000, we may spend less, and at the end of the year, they're gonna have stuff left over, or we're gonna be in deficit.
It's a different conversation, though,
Okay.
because we're talking about the matching grant and why we didn't
Yeah,
get the full.
and that's what I'm saying is, we are shooting for 550,000, and at the end of the year, we only come up with 490,000 and there's another 35,000 left over, it's the end of the year, they're gonna come back to us and say, hey, we've got this extra gravel, we've got this extra work we can do. So we're trying to put this in a box, and
Well,
And
we
it's
have
full
to,
on the side of the box.
we have to at least have 266,000.
Correct.
We have to spend that
As of 1st of May, we have.
by
to have-
ourselves, yeah.
Correct.
Well, we came up with almost 500,000. But the numbers were way lower from them. That's what lowered our grant. So then we have to bring it back up by adding,
Right.
yeah.
It couldn't be that much lower. 495 had to go below 260. That means we're off by
Well,
100%.
you subtract the 266 from the 495.
Why?
So, because you have to, because
I'm sorry, I must have a mental block or some kind of.
Because there, let's say, or we could just say, no, don't give us the grant, and we'll spend the 500,000.
I don't understand why we're subtracting 266 from 500.
Because that's how much, because that 266 is, we're not spending that money. They're giving that to us.
But we're spending 260.
No, it was lower than that. It came to like 220 or something.
So they should give us 220.
If we raise up to 266, then they give us 266, and then we have more money for the roads.
We're leaving money on the table if we don't spend 266.
Correct.
But I don't understand why we're subtracting from 495.
I don't think that's a mathematically correct
Well,
thing.
it's,
Because what I think I just got agreement on is whatever the number is, 495, 500, divided by 2.
They're gonna pony up half and we pony up half, whatever that
Exactly.
number is.
but nothing
I
more than
didn't hear that.
266.
Correct.
Did you hear that in the process? Half? I heard a hard number, 266. I never heard it in the equation, it was half.
You only get 266 if you spend 266.
And
Okay, but if I spend 260, I get 260, don't I?
Yeah.
but we were way lower than that. I don't have it in front of me. Okay, you're a math whiz. They came back with 175,000. That's all they were going to give us for the grant.
Okay,
So
that means we only spent
350.
175.
350 if we follow the rules.
Yeah.
350.
Well, I don't understand the rules.
That's what we don't understand. If it's like they match whatever we put in up to 266.
Yeah.
But our math was incorrect. They looked at our math and they
Well,
said,
Carolyn just
wait,
said
But so
413.
let's use their number. Adding up all of the stuff, including Tubbs Apron, Craig Maple to Walnut, and Roseland, and just that, came up to 426.
I may be able to pull it up.
That's their number?
That's their number,
that's all in.
426.
Well,
That's
so
their total number.
213. They should be giving us 213.
I sure would like to understand the
I'm
process.
sorry, I just don't understand the math either, but
You know,
I'm gonna.
We're process guys, right?
We're just guessing.
Dave, we're process guys. We need to know what the process is and the equation that goes with the process so we can understand it. Right now,
We don't understand the
I'm
170.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at, oh, here.
We certainly can't be off by 50% in our estimate versus their estimate. And that's
Ours
what
was
you're
495,
telling me.
198, and
I'm
theirs
off by
came to
50%.
We want to spend more because we want to get that matching funds.
Correct.
Otherwise, we're leaving money on the
Well-
table.
Okay, here it is. If you
Yes.
could read this. Okay. And
I don't remember Jessica saying she was going to give us $400,000 for 2026 out of general funds.
Right. That's the line
We
item
said
in the
okay.
budget. It's a line item
well,
out of the general fund.
Hmm?
but the rest of the board didn't say that. And when it came, we had ARPA funds last year, that came to
Jessica's the boss.
321.
I
came-
hit something in it. Like,
It came to 321,000, and I asked for another 70,000 from the general fund to equal, to equal the 400,000. And they refused to give that 70,000 out of the general fund.
So we're getting 322 or something?
No, that was last year, that was the ARPA funds. So, but Jessica was the one that said, to me, many times, and then 400,000, oh, we could do that out of the general fund, that's where,
I've
She
heard her
said
say
that at our
that
meeting.
too. She said that too. I've heard her say that, yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can't pull it up anymore, I guess you can go back and forth.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know, I don't like the bank.
Can you send it to him?
Um,
Or is that confidential?
No,
Nothing's confidential.
some things are.
Let me tell you a secret. I did 4 years in the Pentagon. There are no secrets. There are no secrets.
They're leakers.
That's right.
Yeah, and
I
then
would
you
just
go
ask.
away for a long time or end up in Russia living because they won't let you back in or they'll arrest you, right?
They
I would
haven't,
just
they haven't
ask.
found this leaker that
Scabbard.
told them where the
Yeah,
missing
Sanders
serviceman was.
matching
They're
up
going
to
after him now.
266.
Yeah, because in the
Haven't found him.
past,
You know,
when it was
pilot.
100,000,
They got him.
they
They got
said
the pilot, they
you
didn't
have to
find the
spend
leaker.
at least
Someone
100,000.
They
leaked,
didn't find the leaker.
someone leaked that information
So
before
that's why,
Yep.
they knew he was down.
Let's just
Well,
ask.
how about the people that are making bets on the time and the day that,
but
That's
see, it
gotta
came
come.
to,
I don't
well, yeah,
agree with
because
that
then it
betting
should
thing.
come to,
That Kelsey and all that.
and people
All
are
right.
making millions off that.
Oh, my God.
That's
It's gotta
wrong.
be somebody in
The
the White
futures,
House.
the
Okay.
whole futures, yeah, that thing, it just,
Anyway, what do we
trillions
got?
of dollars.
let's see,
Big trade.
Nothing?
Doesn't make sense, that's all we
No.
know.
Doesn't-
yeah, I'll talk with them.
We just don't understand the formula, that's all.
Yeah, yeah, just give us the crib, the theory.
Well, the
Theory
hesitate-
application. Remember
Because if
that?
they're saying that in this thing, that Scio,
Like mathematics.
Scio's cost is 250,000, but they're only giving us 175,000, then they should at least give us 250,000 because that's what our cost is.
Yeah.
We wanna-
Unless that's a typo.
We want to add, yeah, or we want to add more in there if,
I did, those are the roads I told you about, Roseland Drive, Honey Creek.
Kublers and Joanne's.
What is it, what
Coolers.
26
That's
or
where the
27?
Creek people live.
What
Keebler,
year?
yeah.
Oh.
You add more,
this year.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You added more this year. All right, so where are we at?
Okay, meeting time change.
So the presentation
Oh,
for
we're
tonight is done, yeah?
we're all in favor of
I
that,
think
say
so.
aye.
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 And I'll save it
Now-
and send it.
Now,
Thank you.
how are we gonna split it up? Same as we did last time?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Do you want me to do that controversial slide after you do your developmental tools?
Are you sleeping with your eyes
Or
open?
do you want to?
I'm trying to understand. I'm paying
You wrote the
attention.
words,
I can't say I
so-
understand all of it.
Okay.
But I don't mind doing it either.
You're looking at me, what?
No,
That is something?
I'm waiting
Well-
for somebody to say, Bob, do it or don't do it. I'll do it.
I think when it
But
comes
they
to
were doing
the,
it together.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, but we divided it up.
Okay, how
And-
about the two of you meet and have an audience with your spouses and then go through it?
I'm not worried about doing a presentation.
I had to tell you, I don't think they need a rehearsal. I think these guys
Okay.
are great.
Well, it's just,
I think the
again,
technical stuff about the compendium and those
Yeah,
kinds of things, I
that's
think
neat, certainly
Ian's
neat.
good. And then, yeah, if you're willing to run point, sir,
Sure.
on the controversial slide,
on the millage slide.
I will be sitting in the front row going, with my pom-poms, go Bob, go Bob.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
can,
I mean, the best thing is it's
Yeah.
$125 a year for the median household. That's not
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, and here's the other thing, we're all gonna be there. And if there's a question that you struggle with, or that you struggle with, or that you've got the resident expert sitting up there, we got us back behind you cheering you
we're
on.
not gonna struggle, believe me.
I know.
All right, and
I'll
if
bring my
there's,
pom-poms. What are Scio's official
and
colors?
just remember, when they ask you questions or pull it apart, just be very factual. And then you can always ask some of us as well.
I've got some Klonopin if you wanna just take the anxiety off, just.
Do it, go down to Banfields and do a shot before you show up.
Well, I just
You
won't,
guys
I
don't
just won't
understand.
accept
I
the
don't have any.
disrespect.
I don't have a single ounce of anxiety about doing something like this. Nada. Nothing.
Okay,
If it were my job and it were professional and I was like going up with the CEO, yeah, maybe, but not here.
Well,
okay.
if it's your boss, you gotta take the guff,
And my boss
You've
will
never
tell him.
briefed the Secretary of Defense of the National NMCC, the National Military Command Center. trust me, there's a lot of anxiety.
All right.
I'll bet.
Okay.
Jillian, let's wrap up.
Now, all right, next is the meeting time change. We talked about it before, 6 o'clock. Is that good for everyone?
I like it.
Yeah.
All in
Okay.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
You can? You can?
I can, yeah. It's fine.
Okay. I will,
It's only it's 1 day a month, so, I mean, you know.
Well, I like to get home earlier, because I eat dinner after I get home.
yeah, and, well, just remember, when this is approved, we're gonna have a lot of work to do after that.
So-
Because we have, so,
Yeah, okay.
well, he said once a month. Okay.
Okay, anyway.
Spring newsletter, Caroline worked on that. I did review it, and then I went to Mary, and she made a few adjustments. And Caroline, you're creating a QR code.
Yeah, what I did is I put, yeah, so we're going to have the logo that appears if you download the Click It Fix It app on your phone, so that people know what it looks like. And then a QR code on the newsletter that takes people straight to the report page.
Cool.
So that if they say, I want to report this, and then if they have their newsletter there, all they have to do is point their camera, you're there. I used to be a QR code ninny, and now I'm...
Could you put like a little truck in the middle?
No, I didn't. I just had a QR code generator, and I
Oh.
generated the QR code.
Okay.
I didn't get fancy.
I think that would have been,
That would have been cute, but no. Okay.
or roadkill. All right, so the spring newsletter,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I sent that back to her. I did send her PDFs of both the little logo and the QR code because I wasn't quite sure what she was asking me about the designer and an insert. So I said, well, here's 2 files, and I said, okay, it's in your hands, so it's off to her now. She said something about the designer. Well, I had to take them out of your thing because the designer will put them in, and I thought, well, aren't you the designer? And I thought, well, I'll send her the files.
Okay.
So it's just done. So all she has to do is just like put them in.
Oh, thank you for doing that.
Oh, sure. And thanks for your help too on that.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Roads are fun. March 18th, 2026 draft meeting minutes. Are there any,
Nope.
oh, and sorry, Angela, the recording from that meeting it disappeared. We've had people looking for it in different places, and you even showed it to me. It was downloading, and we don't know what happened to it. We had some good information.
They didn't like that small room.
And that's what it, yeah. Public, let's see, working meeting approved. Okay, is there a motion to accept the minutes as is?
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Special meeting minutes are approved. All right, road funding, I'm just including the road funding packet and the presentation from them. Well, I guess we don't need it anymore, depending on what the board does on the 28th.
But
But
it's good to have it.
keep copies of them.
Yeah, it's good to have that.
Okay? And
Sweet.
is there a motion to adjourn? at-
Public comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, public comments. We still don't have anyone
We don't have
present.
anybody, no.
Okay,
No? Okay, thank you.
okay, I move to adjourn.
At 8:19.
8:19.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Julian, that little speech about public comment, do you have that memorized or do you have that written down somewhere? Oh, okay.
Recording stopped.
Well, but President